Hi there. I'm Tara Boggs from Letcher County. From Flemingdale Middle School. I teach sixth grade language arts. And my project is called Discovering Our Narrative Using Place-Based Learning in the ELA Classroom. And if you'll notice here, our little beginning slide, this is actually a snapshot of our hometown. This is where a theater used to be way back when. And I just decided to kind of use that as my opening slide there. What did we do? What does that even mean, discovering our narrative? Well, when you think about language arts, a narrative means a story. So when we're talking about discovering the narrative of our town, we want to discover the story of our town. Where did it come from? How did it come to be? Why is it Fleming Neon? Was it always Fleming Neon? You can see there behind me, my students came up with so many questions that they wanted answered with this project. So that was kind of our main focus, was to dig into the past, kind of look at what things are like really today, and to explore some options for the future. And you may be wondering, like, why is she doing this in a language arts classroom? This sounds more historical. But over the last several years, I've noticed some problems with, I don't want to say problems, but some lack of communication skills with my students, not being able to translate just the simplest experiences into a narrative and be coherent and descriptive. And they're also losing the ability to speak clearly, to communicate clearly, to listen. And those are pretty important parts of being able to be successful in the future for them. So I also noticed that they have very little history and knowledge of our little community. Like, they don't know where it came from. All they know is what they see when they ride the bus into school. And most of them had no clue about any of the history. So I just kind of decided to take all of those little problems and roll them into one with this project, okay? And the way that we did this is we've done several different activities. We started out with a QFT with pictures, lots of pictures from way back when, what the town used to look like, and the kids were so amazed at how things used to be. They came up with some fabulous questions here. We did a little walk through town, little gallery walk. They asked questions, they sketched out the town, they looked at the landmarks, they took a fresh new perspective on the town with that little walk. We've created and narrowed down interview questions. We've learned how to do professional interviews. We've had some guest speakers. We've done some research. We've gotten our families involved, and we've done quite a bit, but we're not quite finished yet. One thing that I have absolutely loved watching is my students just absolutely transforming into these historians and storytellers, and they have really bought into this project, which I absolutely love. They've turned into artists. They've turned into just, all of these things that I wanted them to get from this project. Their communication skills have improved drastically. They know the questions to ask to get the answers that they want about their town now, and that's pretty phenomenal to me. And while they learned, and that's fabulous, but I maybe learned more than they did, honestly. I learned that kids really do care. They care about their hometown. They care about the future of it. They care about the past of it. They care, they truly do care. And when we give them the tools and the knowledge and the know-how to preserve that history and to tell the stories of this town, they'll do it. And they're excited about it. So one thing that I want to really drive home is that this is not over, okay? We have so much more that we want to do with this project. Thanks to this grant with KVEC, I've purchased iPads, tripod, hard drive, so we can capture all of these stories, we can capture all of these memories and these moments in time, and we can preserve those for future generations. Because if it doesn't, if we don't do that now, I'm afraid it's going to end here, and the world may never know. I love one of the quotes that my students said. Says, I think this town has a lot of history in it. It would kind of be unfair to leave their stories untold, and I absolutely agree. So why not just be done with it? I feel like I owe this to my students. They have phenomenal, I ideas. They want to put in a museum in one of the old buildings in town. They want to put in a little coffee shop there. They want to breathe life back into this town. And I honestly, I just can't let that die. And I really feel like the future of our town really depends on the success of this project. So we are nowhere near finished. We will find a way to continue this project. And I am so thankful for the opportunity to do so with my students and for the future of this town.